It's a rowdy group tonight. I've had a hard time herding these cats, but. Okay.
This was the one I saved. This at home when I came back.
Okay. I'd like to call this, let me see what date it is today. Where's the page of my one? Let's call this meeting of Monday, February 9th to order. Please rise for reflection and pledge of allegiance. Dear God, thank you for enabling us to gather here this evening to conduct the people's business. Help us to hear what is presented, to make sound choices, and to share the things that will benefit all of us here in Castle Shannon. Help us to manage and solve the various challenges that we face as a community. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Nancy Koufax.
Here.
Dan Swisher.
Here.
Yes.
Kevin Brennan.
Here.
Jeremy Hunt. Absent. Paul Coffey.
Present.
Eileen O'Malley. Here. Donald Blomberg.
Here.
Michael Foote.
Here.
Dennis Viondo. Ken Truitt. Paul Detmeyer is absent. Jason Stanton.
Here.
And
Thank you. Public notice of the executive session was held on Monday, January 19th at 6 p.m. for the purpose of interviewing candidates for the vacant council position, and this evening at 6 p.m. for the purpose of collecting information or educating agency members about issues. Are there any revisions or additions to the agenda?
So, Madam President.
Any public comments on agenda items? Hello.
Mary Craig from Londonderry Drive. I just wanted to take a moment. I noticed on the agenda that resolution number 787 is the record retention and management policy. And I'm excited to see that you're moving forward with that. But I have a background in compliance and in audit and in investigations and legal. And I did notice that there is not any mention in the proposal about a potential hold on a record. And there are situations that can come up whereby there can be maybe an investigation or an audit's not yet finalized or a legal litigation situation arises. And the borough does have an obligation to put that record on hold. So I just know in my experience in doing SOX audits as well, we would look for that to be stated in the policy. So I'm just suggesting that, you may want to add a statement to that effect. It happens very, very rarely. However, the employees that are charged with managing your records should be aware that there's a potential for that to happen. So that's all I wanted to share and just raise that comment. Questions? Or
Any comments?
I had some of the same thoughts, Mary, because I was involved a little bit of that myself when I worked. But yeah, we're well aware of that.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I don't see that resolution.
787. It's there on page 3.
787. Oh, here, okay.
Going to change that language at all, or do you want to just, can we table it for tonight? Or does Dennis think that's?
You can take the code of that provision that allows for holding records where that's something on an investigation that so we can clarify that very, very simply.
Okay.
For now.
So we'll table that when we come to it.
Oh, should I work? The wrong one.
Okay, I guess we will, well, we'll do that point in the agenda. Okay. Thank you. Are there any other comments on agenda items? Then we will move to the council members. We need a motion to adopt a resolution declaring a vacancy in the
Yeah,
office.
If I may, why don't I provide a little bit of an explanation? At the most recent municipal election, there were two offices that were up for election. That was a 2-year term and a 4-year term. Mr. Emp was elected to both the 2-year term and the 4-year term. He chose to accept the 2-year term. And for the 4-year term, he could have changed his mind within the first 10 days after the beginning of that term. So he had until January 15th to change his mind and accept the 4-year term. He did not. Qualified for the 2-year term. He took the oath of office for the 2-year term. So as of January 16th, the 4-year term is vacant. And it would be appropriate for council to appoint, the way vacancies are filled is council appoints to fill those vacancies. So it would be appropriate today, if you so choose, to fill that vacancy. And you fill that vacancy by resolution. There is a resolution on the agenda, but to fill that vacancy, someone would have to be nominated to fill the vacancy, and by that resolution, I provided a resolution with a blank in there to fill in the blank or the name of an individual if council so chooses to do that tonight. It would be appropriate for someone to make a motion to,
No.
You could do that now, correct?
Madam President, I would like to nominate William Theobald Sr. to the vacated council member seat.
And I assume that is a motion to adopt the resolution appointing Mr. Theobald to the vacancy as required by the Borough Code, since it has to be done by resolution.
Do I have a second
We don't need a second.
for the resolution?
Did you want a second?
You can.
I'll second.
It's not necessary, but you
Okay.
can. It would just a regular resolution that would call for anybody to.
Right. Doing all in favor, just a
All in favor?
motion second, all in favor, aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. So I need a motion to adopt resolution 786 declaring a vacancy in the office of the Borough Council.
That's what
We just did that.
that's what Kevin just did.
Okay, and filling the vacancy with William Theobald, filling that vacancy for a term of office in accordance with the Borough Code until the first Monday in January of the first municipal election occurring more than 60 days after the vacancy occurs.
That's the Borough Code requirement. So the person that fills the vacancy will hold until the next municipal election, which would be 2 years from now. And then person would have to run again if he chooses to run for the remainder of the 2-year term. So the 4-year term, the person that you appoint tonight will only serve until 2 years, and then there'd be another person that would be on.
So we'll have the same situation that we had in the past
Yep,
election.
the same situation. You have a 2-year term on for that next election. For the remaining of the 4-year term.
So do we have to re-vote on this? Or?
No,
Okay.
that's good. You can, if you choose to have that person take the oath of office and join council immediately. That's up to you.
Okay, Mayor?
I want to just recess the regular meeting and allow that to happen.
Do I have to?
Yeah,
recess?
I assume.
I'll make a motion to recess this current session while we swear in our new council member.
Second.
Second.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Face the audience. Audience. Yes. Repeat after me. I, Steve. I, William Theobald. Do solemnly swear to support. Obey and defend. The Constitution of the United States.
Constitution of the United States
And the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
And that I will discharge my duties.
Discharge my duties
As a councilman of the Borough of Castle Shannon.
as a councilman of the Borough of Castle Shannon.
With fidelity.
With fidelity.
That I have not paid or contributed.
that I have not paid or contributed,
or promised to pay or contribute,
or promised to pay or contribute,
either directly or indirectly,
either directly or indirectly,
any money
any money,
or other valuable thing
eligible thing,
to procure my nomination or election,
for my nomination or election,
except for necessary and proper expenses
except as
expressly authorized by law,
expressly authorized by law,
that I have not knowingly
that I have not knowingly
violated any law of this Commonwealth
violated any law of this Commonwealth,
or procured it to be done by others
or procured to be done by others
in my behalf,
in my behalf,
that I will not knowingly receive,
that I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable things
for the performance
for the performance
or non-performance
or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office
pertaining to my office
other than the compensation allowed by law.
under the compensation allowed by law.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You got your choice right now.
Thank you.
I'll sit beside you, give you the phone.
Mr. Manager, could we get a plate made for Billy for next meeting?
Madam President, we'll work with staff to get everything ordered and taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, moving right along. Do we have any public presentations?
Madam President, we do not.
I need a motion to approve the January 12th, 2026 Borough Council business meeting if there are no additions or corrections.
I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We have a purchase of a public works vehicle, 2026 Ford 350 single axle with upfit package. The upfit was appropriated $134,400 between the sewers fund and the capital fund, coming in $52,295 under budget. So I need a motion to authorize the borough manager to purchase one Ford F-350 with upfit package for a total co-stars price of $82,105 from Stevenson Equipment Company. Any questions?
What is exactly the upfit package? Do you know, Michael?
Basic outfit, Madam President.
Yeah,
Basic
please.
outfit would be snow plow.
Snow plow, spreader, all the
Yeah.
winter maintenance stuff, Kevin, just about.
This is a dump?
The pickup.
This is a pickup.
It's a standard.
Oh, the 450's dump. Okay.
Standard 350 pickup.
Okay.
Single axle.
Pretty much upfit for snow removal. You know what I mean?
With a box on the back for salt?
V-box.
V-box.
E-box, yeah. Hydraulics.
It's a nice savings, very nice savings.
Yeah.
Okay,
come
does
in.
someone want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I mean, handy for doing alleys and.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We have a purchase of a police department vehicle, a 2026 Chevy Tahoe Police Pursuit SUV with a capital fund appropriation of $65,000, coming in $7,811 under budget. So any questions? I need a
Question. Is this going to be fully outfitted, chief? Lights, sirens, logos? Patrol vehicle. Yeah. Patrol vehicle. Okay.
I need a motion.
Hang one sec. The one before it, the Public Works said it was done through CoStars. Was the police one done through CoStars also?
Listed there, yes.
Oh, it is?
Madam
Sorry, I
President,
missed it.
There's probably a staff error that we didn't incorporate.
Okay, so it is
So
CoStars.
I apologize.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's okay. I need a motion to authorize the borough. Any more questions?
It's in the motion. We did mention the motion, CoStar's price.
Oh, here's the, okay.
Yeah, so it's there.
It's in the next motion. A move to authorize the borough manager to purchase one 2026 Chevy Tahoe Police Pursuit SUV for a total co-stars price of $57,189 from Christar Chevy. Five-star Chevy?
Yeah.
I make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We have the 2026 Borough of Castle Shannon Field Use Policy. This policy sets guidelines and rules for teams reserving days and times for use of borough fields at Hamilton, Real, and municipal parks. This includes individuals reserving the pavilion and field at Lower Hamilton. And I'm inviting Mr. Brennan to clarify that since that's his committee.
So the committee got together and went over these. Pretty much it's the same guidelines and policies been set previously, but it has expanded now to include other fields such as Real, Muni, and O'Brien. So there are guidelines now set for those fields also, and it will be made available on the or a website once it's been approved. So
Okay. Any questions?
pretty extensive.
I think we've all gotten copies of the policy to review. I need a motion then to adopt the 2026 Borough of Castle Shannon Field Use Policy. Someone make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second. Let Dave second.
Dave, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Bid awards and contracts and resolutions. We have resolution number 783, the Shaycog Franchising Authority Board appointment of council president and borough manager to the Shaycog Franchising Authority Board. A motion to adopt resolution 783, appointing council president and borough manager to the Shaycog Franchising Authority Board.
Also move.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
See, we got our channels back anyways, Verizon.
Opposed? Yeah.
Was it in time for the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I talked.
Opposed? Any opposition? Motion carries.
Sorry.
A Friday group tonight. I need a motion to adopt resolution number 784, appointing. Which one?
That's the one on hold.
That's the next 70.
That's 787. We need 782 to appoint us to the Shaycog Joint State Board.
I jumped the gun.
You're right.
Okay. So resolution 784 to Shaycog Joint Rate Review Board, appointment of council president and borough manager to the Shaycog Joint Rate Review Board. I need a motion to adopt that resolution 784, appointing council president and borough manager to the Shaycog Joint Rate Review Board.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And resolution number 787, we're going to table until next meeting till we clarify some of the language. We have council committee reports, community engagement and events.
Oh, they're getting ready for Community Day.
Okay. Oh,
Seems
out
early,
here
but
that snow, you can't even believe it, but anyway. Finance?
Yes, I received 4 check registers since the last meeting. Remember, we missed the last meeting because of the heavy snowfall. There's 4 of them. I don't have questions on January 23rd, January 30th, or February 6th. But the 16th, January 16th, there was a line item called IWORQ, Community Development / Permits, $11,000 for software services. What is that?
Madam President, that is that's iWork, and that's the software, that's the annual subscription for the software that's used in the codes department.
Okay, did we have that budgeted?
Oh, yes.
Okay, great. The other 2 items, I'm sure this is simple. I just don't remember the previous time. Officer Fleckenstein and Officer Yannick was health insurance reimbursements. And it mentions an OPEB.
Yes, other post-employment benefits. And so those are by contract, the borough's contribution to their health insurance post-retirement.
it mentions health insurance reimbursement. How exactly?
It's the, by contract, they're entitled to 50% of the premium. So they are, well, being that they both have insurance elsewhere, the borough is just contributing that 50%.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, that's all I had for 116, so I'm good with the other three. Thank you.
I had a question. Is this the phase 3? Is this our paid for by our grant yet
Do you have some?
from KU Resources for the streetscape grant? Is that?
So Madam President, the professional fees that are being charged by KU Resources are these initial planning and design for phase 2 of streetscape. And so the borough won't be drawing off of that RACP grant until it's a bit further along.
Oh, okay.
And we will be able to make multiple requests for reimbursement, but right now we're not far along in the process.
Thank you. So I need a motion to pay the bills. Move to authorize the payment of all outstanding bills and invoices totaling $781,344.25 from the general fund, $14,611.82 from the streetlight fund, $26,606.62 from the sanitary sewer fund, $30,856.17 from the capital fund, $370 from the liquid fuel fund, $34,374.24 from the library fund, and $4,200.98 from the employee sinking fund. And I will comment that this is, since we did not got snowed out on one meeting, this is actually 2 months worth of bills. So I need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make the motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. I don't think we have anything from HR personnel, unless they're still reviewing. Did we get any results back from the review of the personnel handbook?
So, Madam President, I have completed integrating all of the material that the attorneys provided. I've gone through and incorporated the edits that were made by the committee. And so I have copies that I can actually distribute to council after the meeting for you all to take home and read through, and we can review that at a meeting.
Great, thank you. Planning codes. I don't. Here, so, no. Nothing there. Public safety, Chief.
The equitable sharing agreement, Madam President, there's a suggested motion to authorize the appropriate officials to execute and submit the equitable sharing agreement, which is our annual certification to the federal government that we have an accurate accounting of funds received and spent by the agency, that we are in compliance with applicable non-discrimination requirements, and that the agency will comply with all federal statutes and regulations permitting federal investigators access to any records they may need to verify all the things that we put in that document.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for Chief Kruger? No? If there are no questions, I need a motion to authorize the appropriate borough officials to execute and submit the equitable sharing agreement and certification annual certification report for fiscal year end 12/31/2025.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. There's no one here from the fire department. Public Works, I will want to immediately give a call out to our guys who did a fantastic job at this last couple snows we've had, and worked long hours and made our borough a safer place.
Very dedicated group we have.
Yeah. And I think there's well, you can do it with MRSA.
Yes.
Hey,
Any
just a question,
reports on public
Mr.
works?
Manager. With the salt, we have an order in. Do we have a fresh order in for
I
another
don't know.
load?
What's our
So Madam President,
Yeah,
I was actually going to bring that up.
Yeah, on your report, sorry.
But that's okay. This is a perfect time for it. The borough had placed an order for 300 tons. And that was around the time when there was a lot of discussions between our sister municipalities where everyone's having some difficulty getting the shipments. The borough did receive some salt from that order, and then had received subsequent loads as well. So my understanding after talking with the foreman last Friday was that the borough was in pretty good shape with the inventory of salt currently on hand. To your question, yes, there is an additional order that has been placed for an additional 300 tons. Being that the barges have been kind of closed down because the rivers are frozen, we know that we're going to have to probably wait a little bit till that salt can arrive. But I would think in the interim, we should be in reasonable enough shape to get us through.
Yeah. Well,
But not
it looks like the weather's warming up. So.
we're not in as dire straits as we had been. When the mayor, if I may continue, when the mayor declared the state of emergency, staff had applied for an emergency supply of salt through FEMA. So we never pursued that because we were able to go through the snow event with any issue. So we're not more than likely not going to follow up on that.
They filled the first 300 million or
300. They filled it. I think if we're not complete, we're pretty darn close from that other. So that would have been the second order that the borough placed because we were a bit proactive this year. And so after we had attended the SHACOG meeting with the salt vendor and they had made the suggestion to order early, we decided to do so. And that's why during November, December, I think it was, you might have seen some large check register purchases for salt during those months. And that's what we were doing. We were gearing up. So I think that paid off for us that we were prepared.
How long is this contract that we have with this through COG with this salt supplier?
I would.
Do we go into next year as well?
Is it a 3-year contract?
Madam President, I would prefer not to answer without knowing the
All right.
without knowing the answer, but I would be happy to follow up and report.
Yeah, I'm not
back.
sure.
300 on order.
I'm not 100% sure about that.
I just don't like the idea of the salt being coming from way down the bottom of Mississippi River, all the way down to Louisiana. That's a long way.
Yeah, and when your rivers get frozen,
Yeah, so
you know,
there's big suppliers around in Pennsylvania, I should say. But,
Well, they bid it out, so
well, yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean
we're going to get it.
you're going to get it. Right.
Well.
So
Well, we'll, I guess,
something to look into.
yeah.
So Madam President, I can also add, the solicitor and I have been in communication, and I've been forwarding some, not all, but some emails to the solicitor so he can be in the loop because there are some repercussions contractually.
Yeah.
So if they don't deliver, there's a whole process.
Right.
And so SHACOG, the new executive director has been sending out emails. He's been sending out letters. We've been keeping an eye on it. I thought it would be best to keep the solicitor involved in things when it starts talking about the legal repercussions. So we'll keep working on that and keeping an eye on it.
Okay, board reports. Allegheny County Boroughs Association had their annual banquet this weekend and Saturday, and I was officially handed the gavel for the presidency for the board this year.
Condolences or congratulations?
Thank you, thank you.
Condolences or congratulations?
A little both. The executive director really does most of the work, so it's just like
Quite an honor, Nancy.
a figurehead
Congratulations,
position, but
Nancy.
yeah. So we've been involved in the Allegheny County Boroughs Association board of directors for years, and it's been a good group to belong to. They do a lot of educationals, and so that was a very nice event. Civil service,
Nothing, Chief.
economic development. I think this revitalization meeting was canceled due to snow in January. So
Next meeting, Madam President, is this Wednesday.
This one.
yeah, I just got that. Yeah, that's what this week or next week,
Yes, Wednesday.
Wednesday. Library.
So I can,
Oh, do you have?
I can report on the library. I attended the last two meetings, the library, January 15th and February 5th. The minutes and the financials were all reviewed and approved. They have a great board, very dedicated, very detailed in what they do for the community and for the library. So don't hesitate to spend some time down there or compliment some of the board members as well. Friends are always looking for volunteers for their fundraising. Currently, the library's in the process of trying to look for sponsors to help with the library as well. From
When
the
you say,
report that I received, there were 21 resumes received for the part-time page position. Interviews were held, first interviews were held, and there's 5 candidates that'll go through a second interview process. Currently, the library is a Gold Star status again, and they've had that since 2019. February Mug of the Month raffle is on February 28th, so there is multiple gifts you can receive. Tickets can be purchased at the library, 1 for $1, 6 for $5. Their next fundraising event is February 25th at Takoya, a location up by Cold Springs. That'll be a 20% donation back to the library. So if you have an opportunity to go up there, enjoy that. And those people that like the cow, evidently Daisy is the cow that's been around for 4 months now, born September 15th. Weighs just slightly over 315 pounds, 41 inches tall, and keeps moving along. So that's what I got for the library. Next meeting is March 5th at the library, and all are welcome.
okay, I have a question. Sponsorships, what exactly is that program? What's it?
You're just looking for people to sponsor, just like Willow Wonderland had sponsors. Just like
Is it for their events or for
No,
the?
it's for the library, the sponsor library, and they're working on that program right now. So we'll get final details in the next couple months as to how they're going to put it out there and what benefits it is to acquiring sponsors for the library.
Okay. And maybe Mary, maybe you could clarify that.
Happy to do that. Miriam Rendazzo, 913 Arch Avenue. And I want to, first of all, thank Mr. Seiler for coming to our last few meetings. We're very happy to have him, and a really great report tonight. I thank you for that. And I think we're kind of initiating him quite well, because our meetings have been very lengthy and there's a lot of substance to it. We're having a lot of good in-depth discussions about goings on in libraries. And the one thing that I want to touch on for Heather, who couldn't be here this evening, and I found out at a late time, but our library achieving the Gold Star status for libraries, that's been since, as Dave reported, from 2019. And I don't say that lightly, because there's a lot into that. There's 5 literacy point key areas that you have to touch on in your programming. And we do it year after year. And I want to thank our library director and our staff for all they do every day and the programming they do for our residents in this community. They know their patrons, they know the needs, and they work on that to address those needs. And I thank them for that. So as far as what the Mr. Seiler was alluding to, as far as sponsoring, we're in the primary stages of discussing that. And basically what we're hoping to do is go out in our community, do some outreach, let them know some of our goals as a library board, and if they'd be interested in supporting our library in any capacity, whatever that will be. And there's different levels. For example, if you spend $100 for the library, they'll get some recognition for that $100. We're still talking about that. And, we hope to have more information in the future, but that's just the preliminary discussions right now. So I thank Mr. Seiler for reporting that. There's more to come, and a lot of good things in the library.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does it have to be a monetary contribution?
Not necessarily.
Like, are you guys setting up maybe if you do so many volunteer hours, you could get recognition or something?
Possibly, we're open.
Okay.
You know, so there's a lot of things that we've discussed. There's nothing in stone right now, but we're always open. Sure, you know, give the library director or the staff a call, and if they can't answer it, we'll be happy to try and answer it for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, thank you.
And if I can, I'm just going to expand on one of the comments that the councilman made in terms of the interviewing for the page position. As Heather does as the director does the initial screening, as part of the process or the newer process, I'll be coming in and interviewing the finalists, the last anywhere from 2 to 4 folks. And then, of course, once that finalist is selected, then I'll bring that recommendation to council and council will vote on it. So that's, I just want to expand on
We
that.
have a lot of interest in that
Yes,
position.
it sounded
so
like there
that's
was quite a
good.
few resumes.
Yeah, so people want to be there.
Good.
Thank you.
Good, thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Medical Rescue Team South?
Yes, since our last meeting, we got a nice note from the chief, Dave Turkle at MERTS. And I'll just read you a little bit of it. He wanted to personally reach out to express his sincere appreciation to the Department of Public Works for their assistance during the significant snow accumulation over the past several days. I can only imagine the long hours, physical labor, and coordination required to keep roadways open and passable under such challenging conditions, especially when an ambulance has to go in front of somebody's house and the snow's piled up forever. So just want to thank him for those kind words. And again, our public works staff is doing great work. And secondly, the next meeting is February 25th, Wednesday the 25th at MRTA. That's it.
Okay, SHACOG, the borough manager and I attended the last SHACOG meeting. Of course, the big discussion was salt and where were we getting our salt and why are we, and what can we do to liquidated damages. And the new director was very good. Do you have any more comments? I probably should have taken some notes, but.
Well, I would say just in general, I think with a newer executive director, just coming in with new ideas, wanting to try different things and try to make the meetings a bit more accessible. So he's hoping to use some technology to help members that can't be there in person to try to allow for better virtual experience. So I think there'll be some changes, positive changes.
Yeah.
Coming in the future.
So Allegheny County Southwest Tax Collection Committee.
Next meeting is March 11th at 3 p.m. And that'll be a virtual meeting.
Okay, thank you. Mayor's report.
Yes, I do have a report. Well, one of the things I want to mention is this room is quite large. And sometimes it's hard to hear. I don't know how well the audience could hear some of these discussions, but I would suggest that maybe we should get a few microphones and maybe have 3 up here at the desk, at the head desk, and maybe 1 at the podium so that everybody could hear clearly what people are talking about. Because I can hear it. At my age, I could still hear it. Yeah. But I think it would be a good idea.
You think a hearing aid might help?
What she said.
Oh, what did she say?
What?
Do you think a hearing aid might help, hey?
Well, I don't know.
One of those horns, you know, you
No,
put
I can hear well. I just don't know how well the audience can hear.
Well, you know, we're going on this way and you're sitting behind what's
Yeah, but
going
when
on, so I
people
think
come up
that's,
to the podium and they're talking to us, they have their backs to those people, and I don't know if they can hear the conversation. It's just a suggestion.
But we did have the podium over there for a while.
yeah, we had it to the side so we could.
Yeah. I think it got moved at a recent event.
So-
I don't remember.
Since Jerry always sits in the back, I'm going to ask him to,
Here, fine, I just agree moving the podium back over.
Yeah.
okay.
And the only one that may not hear is the mayor and just turn that podium in the office the way that way.
We put it against the wall.
I can't hear him when you guys are talking that way.
I can hear when I want to hear. That's the hard part.
Well, our new council member, he's pretty old too, so maybe we should consider that.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
The other thing I want to kind of echo what Nancy said about the roads and so forth. I have an opportunity to talk to a lot of people from all over the county who go to the Kane Hospital. And they always complain from different areas, especially the city of Pittsburgh, terrible, absolutely terrible with road, snow removal.
Well, they lost a third of their trucks broke down.
Yeah, I
in that
know.
last snow event.
I heard
A
that.
third of their vehicles broke down.
They're old trucks.
Yeah.
And anyhow, but when they do have an opportunity to come through Castle Shannon, or if other people know that come through Castle Shannon, that they remark how well our streets always are when you have heavy snows. And this year was a particular heavy snow. Last year was a nice mild winter. We had more salt than we could use. This year, we don't have any salt.
Cold.
Because, it was cold all these days, so nothing melts. So hopefully tomorrow it'll be a big melt. It's going to 50, but then it's going back into the 30s. But anyhow, I can mention those things. And really, that's about all I'm going to say today. Welcome, Bill, to the
Thank you.
podium.
Thank you.
Addition.
Thank you, Mayor. Managers report?
Madam President, if I may, I'm going to defer my time over to our borough engineers to brief council on a couple of items. Plus anything else you would like to share, Jason, but I know we spoke about a couple of primary issues.
The elements that are upcoming related to some initiatives in Castle Shannon, 2026 road program. Certainly acknowledged that during the budgeting season that we wanted to minimize spending out of our liquid fuels fund to have it buffer a little bit. But we still have the capital fund program, and we have that listing of roads. We're ready to go out to bid once we finalize the scope with manager and our public works foreman. So that's an initiative coming up. While we're on the topic of roads, as soon as the weather breaks, PennDOT is planning on paving Route 88. So that'll be a big initiative that, you know, our police, our first responders, public works administration will be, you know, coordinating with PennDOT's vendor, Mealy and Mealy Construction on that initiative.
Jason, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
On Route 88, are they planning on doing all of 88 in Castle Shannon, or from 51 to all the way to Corner? From what, 88, from the beginning of Castle Shannon, or are they starting down by McNeely, or what? 51 all the way to Corner.
All the way to Connor, yes.
Okay.
And that will be different than the Connor Road Bridge replacement, which is a separate initiative at some point in the future there. But the paving will be from 88 up to Connor.
Jason, they're doing more than just paving. They're doing some drainage work and some manhole work.
Yes.
I mean, they're doing manhole work for us, correct?
Yes, there's some minor manhole improvements, adjustments to grade and different things like that. I don't think that there's a large initiative in terms of new piping, but a lot of maintenance on the existing drainage infrastructure, manhole adjustments, things like that. So, again, that's scheduled.
Do they have an estimate of how long this project, what their target date is, how long this is going to be? Time-wise?
I'll defer to Chief Truber on that. He's got some.
We're meeting with Mealy at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. They're going to start, they anticipate starting in March.
They're the general? They're the general?
April, May.
They're the general?
Yes.
Is this the paving or are they?
No, they're going to pay.
Milling and pay, so they might not be messing with any source or anything.
Mealy does both.
Oh, they do. They work for me.
Okay.
And they've also paved roads in Castle Shannon.
Yeah. I've done
And
work with
done
them.
drainage and things.
It's not,
President, but I'll also tell you, this will be night work. So we'll want to message that to the community when the time comes.
Yeah.
For my meeting tomorrow to confer with the manager, make sure all the appropriate information is.
So that section of 51 to Busy Beaver, that's city, right?
Majority of that is the city, I believe, yes. Yes.
So we're coordinating with the city for that piece, or we're paying from Busy Beaver up?
That'll be the contractor's responsibility to coordinate with the city.
Now, real quick question. I mean, I don't know specifics of it. That might sound like a dumb question, but are they leaving one lane open, or are they shutting the whole thing down?
The plan was to have one-way traffic at least. the last discussion that we had with them about a year ago.
Okay.
The last time we did this was 2010, and it was a royal hot mess.
Oh.
I anticipate it'll be somewhat fairly.
And 3 legs there. Don't be alternating.
It's getting back to our road program. Years ago, we used to, at the county, used to maybe bid, 10 roads with an idea, pretty decent idea what kind of bids we were going to get, but you never really knew. Is there a way to bid maybe the top 5 roads on your list and then maybe have a secondary item like the next 2 roads, and we only need to award what we can afford?
Yeah, and that's part of the general thinking was, in terms of the preliminary scope based on the 2023 study ranking all of Castle Shannon's roads program for this year, and it's kind of geographically grouped, strategically working with Michael and Bob in terms of that. The candidates this year are Laurel, Myrtle, and Spruce, kind of around the library area. Sleepy Hollow Road from Londonderry to the Mount Lebanon border. Londonderry from Killarney.
Wait a minute. Londonderry's off Killarney.
Lindenwood Distribution.
Lindenwood.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Londonderry, didn't I?
That's all right.
The beer distributor.
Yes.
From the beer distributor to, okay.
We know it better that way.
So where are they doing from the beer distributor to where?
To the Mount Lebanon border,
To the Mount Lebanon
which is
border.
right up the street.
Plus where we're going to have the sidewalks.
Well, I was going to ask Jason to brief you on that as well.
Yeah, okay.
That's coming up soon.
All right, Jason.
And then Londonderry from Killarney to Waterford. And then Waterford from Londonderry to Cary Hill. And then a piece of Edgewood. So those are the 7, 8, 9 candidates. I agree with your perspective, Mr. Swisher, on let's rate the worst of those and then bid add alternates so we can incrementally increase that. And work with our manager to see if there's any, maybe we don't do a general fund road program this year. Let that fund build up a little bit more and we all do it in capital funds.
Liquid fuels.
Yes. That's.
I have concerns because I've been on council long enough that when we tried to scrimp on roads and ended up all of a sudden having lots of roads that we had to float a bond to cover that deficiency. So I don't want to see us fall into that hole again.
Agreed.
Plus the nasty winter we just had.
And yeah, we've had a nasty
Still have.
winter, so there's
Yeah.
that has caused more deterioration than what we might have anticipated.
Yeah, and those are all key factors in terms of that final road selection.
Yeah.
But I would anticipate, I think typically we do, several roads and add alternates in the event that the bid
Yeah.
pricing comes in reasonable, where we can add a few roads to that. Two other initiatives, one pertaining to parks, the fountain and the outdoor shower adjacent to the Upper Hamilton restroom. It's an initiative that we've already collaborated with a vendor to do the plumbing, do the concrete work. That kind of opens up the ability to get the operations permit for the splash pad in Upper Hamilton. So that's one program that we're working with Michael on. Sleepy Hollow sidewalks, that contract that council awarded at the last meeting, that brown paper bag of the 4 contract documents in there that'll need signed. That vendor is Fryer Excavating, scheduling the pre-construction meeting for this week so that they can hit the ground rolling once the weather suits, as soon as spring hits. That grant money has a spend by date by the end of June. It's PennDOT multimodal funding. So as soon as the weather breaks, we'd like to get the vendor started on that sidewalk connection project, essentially from, where the duplexes on Sleepy Hollow to connect where on the other side of the railroad trestle. That'll be a nice sidewalk project. It's vast majority, 90% paid with grant funds.
You know how long that project's supposed to last? I mean,
We've allowed
up
60
against
days
June or 60?
Yes. Our experience with the vendor, if he has good weather, they won't have any problems.
Yeah, it's very doable.
That June date, is that a start date or completion date as far as the state
That's a spend by date.
and by date?
Yeah, meeting request for reimbursement back to the state by then. I think there's some flexibility with that. We share evidence of signed contracts and that we're moving forward. There might be some leeway in that, but that's what we're targeting currently. And last but not least, that also has a grant spend by date is the Phase 2 wayfinding program. If you recall, I'm going to say last spring, we met with council on Phase 2 of the wayfinding program. Council had some very good comments, suggestions to delete some of the scope of work to maximize the grant expenditure while minimizing local expenditure. Those revisions to the graphics have been done. Our next step would be to meet with our ad hoc committee to review those changes, review those budget line items. We updated the cost, things like that, and place the order for some of those signs as well.
Since we changed the classification of the property where the sign on 88 at the Haas property, has that application been sent back to PennDOT then? And have they since like returned a yay?
Yeah, there was 2 appeals to PennDOT pertaining to the Phase 1 sign program.
The Haas property.
The Haas property was the sliver that needed to be rezoned so that the sign that's near the railroad trestle can be moved. And I think once the zoning aspect is complete on that, that'll enable to restart the application process to get approval in that regard.
Okay.
The second sign that was under appeal, and amazing how these things work, that was appealed 2 days before Christmas. And PennDOT held firm that it didn't meet the criteria. And so we had a meeting January 12th, 13th in that time frame to try to get an understanding of what they were seeing, and left that meeting thinking that we'd have to find an alternate location. Found 2 good alternate locations, get ready to submit the application for one of those alternate locations. Lo and behold, original application.
Which location was that, Jason?
The UPMC building along 88. Directional sign is closest to the digital billboard.
Okay.
PennDOT had an interpretation that it had to be 100 feet distant from that digital billboard. That's measured from 88. But the property faces Castle Shannon Boulevard, and we were 100 feet measuring from the
So I
center
don't
line.
want technicality, did we?
I thought they got us. But lo and behold, the application was approved last week, and I almost fell off the chair. So that sign can be relocated. But the discussion in terms of grant funding is the Phase 2 program, some of the destination signs along 88, and we reduced the scope for the entrance signs and minimized some of the other signs, including Real Park All those revisions were made. There's a PowerPoint that exists, ready to meet with the executive committee, so we can, make a decision to move forward on that.
Did you tell us when the spend by date was for the phase two?
Yes, June 30th.
June?
That's the ad hoc, not the exec. That's the ad hoc committee about the
I
signage.
stand correct. Yes.
You gotta get moving.
Well,
We
spend
must.
for the grant for the wayfinding 2, I think we have some time.
Yeah, it might be
But
end of June.
Close.
we do need to be moving.
Bottom line is we do need
We should meet in the next month.
it. Yes, I would recommend that.
I just want to clarify too, that when you talked about the shower and the concrete, this was something we had to do to get a permit for the splash park. They insisted that we have an outside shower.
The state.
So that was the reference to the outside shower.
And there's supposed to be a phone up there too?
Sorry.
There's supposed to be a phone up there too?
Variance.
Or did they?
Well, I think
Look
everybody
that way.
with cell phones, I think they were,
They granted the variance on that,
Yeah.
yes. That's in,
A phone? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
the Department of Health and Allegheny County. Usually the Department of Health defers to the county, the shower and the fountain. The Department of Health insisted on that. So those plans are done. That work just needs authorized. Public Works was there's not a lot to it in terms of construction. In terms of the concrete work, so I'm thinking that Public Works could probably get a bid from a local concrete contractor that wouldn't exceed any bidding threshold.
We need to shower because we treat the water in the splash pad with chemicals, correct?
Primarily, yes. The splash pad has a UV disinfection system. It has a recirculation system, so we're not constantly discharging water to the sanitary sewers. In the Department of Health regulations for the state, anytime that you're recirculating water, they want to have a shower on premises. Even though, we're not using chlorination, that's what their requirements are. So again, adjacent to the restrooms in Upper Hamilton, a shower / fountain in the side of the building is what's proposed, and that'll be key to getting our operations permit for the splash pad.
Nothing else can come up between now and Memorial Day, hopefully. I mean, they're not going to come out of the woodwork or ask for something else.
No, they've already seen those applications once and have all their comments addressed in terms of, health and safety plan and things like that. Michael's taken a lead on a lot of that. And the regulatory agencies were there during our startup, or soft start, if you will, this past summer. So nothing should be, knock on wood, nothing should be new to that. This last element in terms of the shower and fountain is the element to releasing the operations permit.
We can be ready to go for Memorial Day.
yeah, we should be.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
See what happens with that.
Planning on going splashing.
Yeah, why not?
Punxsutawney Phil, maybe he was misquoted.
Shower water.
I heard 6 more months of
Shower water. Where?
that would be the key element.
To the,
Okay, is there any more questions for Jason? Manager, do you have any?
I don't.
Ed? Solicitors report?
nothing further.
Real estate tax collector?
Yes, I just started processing bills to be sent out. They'll be out sometime after the 15th of February. And I hope to have everything to Michael in the next 2 weeks tops. Hopefully resolution to exonerate me at the February 23rd meeting would be my goal.
Okay,
So-
thank you. Any public comments on non-agenda items? Any old business?
I just have one question. Are we good with, is Shannon Boulevard going to be open tomorrow or is it closed?
I don't have any words if there's anything going on in Castle Boulevard.
Forgot the public comment.
We're gonna find out. It's gonna be open. I'll tell you.
Any new business?
Yeah, I'd like to welcome an old grade school buddy of mine to Borough Council.
Thank you.
Welcome, Bill.
Thank you. Thank you all. I appreciate it.
What year were you guys in grade school? Like 65?
1921.
66?
Hey, easy.
Never be as old
I
as
don't even know if you went to grade school, so be quiet. Hear you.
Steve, I'm going to have some problems here, but,
She said new business.
okay, if there's no new business, I need a